Hello everyone and welcome to my channel. My name is Jay and this is my channel Diaspora Doodles, where we get to chronicle the events of my life, how I've lived in 9 countries across 6 continents, speak 7 languages and have 2 amazing third culture children. Well, I think they're more like 6 culture children now, but yeah, we get the gist. If this is your first time coming onto my channel, thank you very much for being here. Thank you for stopping by. Thank you for giving me your time and your attention today. Please get yourself a drink. I've got myself a drink here, and make yourself comfortable. Get some cushions and relax and sit back. I promise to keep you entertained. If you've been here before, if you are one of my people, thank you very much. You're the reason why YouTube keeps me going, and you're the reason why I'm here. A good storyteller is not complete without an audience. So thank you for being my audience. Thank you for coming back. Thank you for subscribing. Thank you for showing your love and support. I applaud you. And yes, let's get into it. Today we're talking about 5 things you need to do before becoming an expat teacher. These are necessary things as we get ready for recruitment season, which I will be covering later on in this video, so stay tuned. So the first thing you need to do as someone who's getting ready for an international post as a teacher, you need to figure out your niche. Are you an early years teacher? Are you a primary teacher? Even if you're a primary teacher, are you a lower primary teacher or an upper primary teacher? Are you, for my American folks, are you an elementary teacher, lower elementary and upper elementary? Are you a middle school teacher? Are you a tertiary teacher? Or do you not want to teach young people at all? You just want to teach older people, older gentlemen who actually know why they're there. So that way you'll be one of those who will teach businessmen English, because as we all know, English is the language of business in the world that we live in today. So there's a huge demand for teachers who just want to teach businessmen English, because businessmen need that language to transact their businesses. You'll be working with people mainly from Asia and people from Latin America. Some people from Europe who don't speak English, they hire people like this. Stay tuned for that, because I'll be covering that as well. There are jobs going now in that department and you would want to know about them because they're quite good. Now, the second thing you need to think about while you're still thinking about your niche is where you want to go. Where do you want to go? Are you someone who will not teach beyond Europe, or are you someone who's like me, open to traveling around? Now, the reason why I say this is because there are roles that require you to actually teach a group of children. So some families, which I've done before, some families do not want, because they travel around so much, they don't want to leave their children stuck in one country while mom and dad travel around, mainly actors, actresses, businessmen. They travel with their children and they usually need people who would travel with them. If you've watched that movie, The King and I, so there are teachers like that, and I shall be sharing details of some job openings in that field at the end of this video, so stick around. And please, as we're still talking now, please just subscribe and like, and please click on that notification bell, because lots of videos will be coming up as we go on in this segment. Number 2 thing that you need to think about when you're thinking about becoming an expat teacher abroad is that you need to legalize your documents. Now, the reason why I say legalize your documents is because countries, as we all know, a 2-year-old can take a phone now and design a certificate for you. They're that good. Teachers have done such a good job. We've taught children how to use technology, and they've taken the idea and they've run with it. My 2-year-old nephew designed a certificate for me and said, "Oh, I gave this to myself because I've done a good job." Yes, they know how to praise themselves and they know what certificates are. And it was fantastic. I praised him, but then I thought, ooh, okay, this is the reason why we legalize our documents. You need to legalize your document because the school or the country and needs to know that the credentials you're bringing are authentic. So say if you're in Nigeria, for example, you take your document and you take it to the Ministry of Education, get them to stamp it, get them to authenticate it to show that it's genuine, it's legal. And then you take that document to the Ministry of Foreign Affairs. Why do I say Ministry of Foreign Affairs? What do they have to do with it? Well, the reason is you might get a job and you move out to, say, somewhere like Egypt. Okay, you're in Egypt. You finished your 2-year contract and you've got a job to go to China. What are you going to do? Are you going to, and if China now wants you to do that process again, what do you want to do? You're going to go back to Nigeria and do that? No, you just take that document to the Nigerian embassy in Egypt and they will authenticate it. Then it will go to the ministry and to the Chinese embassy, and the Chinese embassy will then take it because it's already been authenticated by all these authorities. Don't get caught like me. The same thing happened to me. I just willy-nilly sent my documents to the British Council. It took them 3 weeks. By the time the documents came back, I still got the job, but I was a mess. I was a wreck, waiting and calling and making sure that they hadn't forgotten me. So save yourself the stress and just get it done now before the recruitment season opens. The next thing you need to know is when the recruitment season is. Yes, we're talking about recruitment season. So there it is. The first leg of the recruitment season opens in October and lasts up until December. Now, the reason why we have that is because of countries like China, where the recruitment process is quite lengthy. The school will first do all their due diligence and then they'll send it off to their own Ministry of Education in China, and then they will take their time. It's a rigorous process. Remember, the school gets you your work visa. They do everything. So it's just, they just start early so that by the time they've gone through their processes, all the other schools who open up in the next recruitment season they'll catch up with them, sort of like that. So yes, another set of schools or another region that does the October to December recruitment season is schools in the Southern Hemisphere. This is because their winter is our summer. So schools in Latin America and schools in Australia, those schools run the January to December academic year, which is different from ours, which we run from September to June, July. So yeah, they open from October to December so that they start recruiting teachers for January. Some schools start earlier, but I'll let you, we'll get to that later. The next big recruitment season, which is about to open now, is for most of us in the Northern Hemisphere, and that is from February, end of January for some schools, up until Easter. So if Easter comes early, it'll be March. If Easter comes late, it will be April. So those schools are the ones who would have asked their teachers if they're staying or if they're leaving. For the teachers who say they want to leave, then the schools will note them down and then ping out all these different vacancies. And that's where we're coming to now. So that's why I need you to do all the authenticating and choosing where you want to go before they open. So we're set, we're ready. As teachers, our job requires us to do a lot of research for our lesson plans and for activities in the classroom. So why don't we use that same idea and do it for ourselves? So that's why we're starting with that now. The next thing you need to do, which is number 4, is that you need to speak to someone who's done this before. When you're on your teaching course, you're always assigned a mentor, someone to keep you sane, someone to keep you grounded, so that when the winds start blowing, that person tells you, it's okay, you'll be fine. Yes, this happens, it'll be fine. Sometimes you get frustrated when they're asking you for documents that you have no clue, but if you have someone who's been down this road before, the person is there to advise you and to actually settle you through and just maybe give you advice on what to do to keep ahead. Luckily for you, you've got me. I'm happy to mentor you. I've mentored this year I've mentored 15 people, And that's why my sister told me, if you're doing this informally, why don't you just get a platform and just mentor people? If you're so passionate about teachers, there's a shortage of teachers, go out there and recruit people, get on YouTube. And I'm like, okay, how do I get on YouTube? She's like, you teach children how to use ICT to make stop motion movies. You teach children to use Canva. You teach children to use Movie Magic, Animoto. Use it for yourself. And I'm like, yeah, I can do that. Yes. And here I am. And thank you and thank God I've got you listening to me today. So yes, thank you. This is a dream come true, and you're part of that dream. So thank you very much. Now, the next thing you need to do is to keep up with the current events in education. You don't want to have anything that's old. You need to show that at the interview, you need to be confident. You need to show the recruiter that you know what you're doing, you know your salt. So this is a good time for you to go and get up to date. Teachers in the UK have just gone on strike. Why do they go on strike? What's the new thing in education now? What's technology? What's the technology like? I remember when I was young and we had that one desktop that looks like something from Star Wars at the back of the class, and we all used to go and play Temple Run. Oh my God, those were the days. Yeah, but now children have iPads, children have everything, laptops, iPads. We have activity centers in the classroom. And yeah, have you tried Minecraft education? I used it in geography this past school year, and oh my word. We were talking about settlements in geography, and some children built villages. Yeah, some children built cities, and they had to tell me what was in each city, and Minecraft education came to me. This is not a paid advert, but yes, I'm going to blow their trumpets, because yes, please, they built cities, some built towns, and were able to differentiate all the different things that you will find in a city that you will not find in a town. And at the end, they had a presentation. Their parents were crying in the classroom. Oh my God, my child's so articulate. But we were playing while we're doing it. And we all know as teachers, if you can get a child to think he's playing while he's learning, the chances are he will do it again and again. And that's the reinforcement. So yes, get yourself up to date on the current things in education. Please don't go beyond anything. Don't go beyond 5 years. Anything be older than 5 years is obsolete. Education is organic. It's constantly evolving, and we need to be up to date on things. I mean, think about it. This time in 2020, we were all living our lives, living la vida loca, and then suddenly we were smacked in the face with that thing, that pandemic thing. Oh my God. And after that, education changed. Many teachers were scrambling in the classroom, looking for ways to deliver lessons without jeopardizing their mental health. It was chaos, but we learned, and education took a leap forward. So yes, get yourself into that headspace. Again, I will ask you to please think about all the things we've said today. Number 1, find your niche. Number 2, authenticate your documents. Number 3, know when the recruitment season is. Number 4, get yourself a mentor. Number 5, get up to date on education. And we will be ready for when that recruitment season opens. We will be ready. We'll be the ones in front. We'll be like a bullet. Thank you so much for listening to me today, and I shall see you in the next episode. Bye.